Shalom and good day all, this is Healing29 back again for another episode of the Solicitation Station. I think we're up to 34 now, it might be 35, depending on the title, which you'll see in relation to the video. So as you can see here, I've got the Marvel previews as well as the latest DC Connect. I'll now get things organized for the first one that I'll be covering. So starting off with the Marvel previews, I'll try to get through this as quick as possible, so it doesn't take up a lot of time, and I'll be able to move directly into the DC Connect. So as we can see here, we've got Al Ewing working on Venom War, and as we can see in the cover page, it looks like we've got Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I think that's the character of Dylan in the left there. I might be incorrect, it might be someone else, and I think that's Flash Thompson or someone else, or maybe one of the Osborns. A little bit unsure. If you know, feel free to tell me. So now it's time to move into the main area of the previews. So as we start to move into the start of the previews, we've got Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu by Jed MacKay. We've, of course, the What If and Uncanny X-Men. Of course, we've got one of the Ducks. Moving into the return of the character of Storm, probably one of my favorite X-Men characters. Though I should I ever get the time to pick up any X-Men materials, I'd probably want to get the epic stuff relating to, say, the older material, more so than any of the newer stuff. We return to Moon Knight, to which I don't mind the series. At least one thing Jed MacKay has done, he has introduced his own characters and used those characters in his story, and none of them are a Mary Sue. Of course, we move into Iron Man and what's happening with him. Of course, this won't be on my list. We jump into the area of the Venom War, what was seen at the beginning. Oh yes, Eddie Brock, Dylan Brock. Okay, so I was right. Dylan was actually on the cover. When's it due out? 3 of 5. If I'm still around and I'm able to review it, maybe I might ask for it at my LCS. Some more in relation to the Venom War. Moving into some Deadpool and Wolverine. More Venom related stuff, though if I'm not around, expect my government has murdered me. Of course, we have the return of the character of Mystique, and it's actually quite interesting as this how they do the cover for the character of Mystique. I think they could have maybe fixed it up better. I understand that they're like using some of the characters from the Marvel universe, but what about using for the cover maybe people that she's actually turned into? We have the return of the Sentinels, more Wolverine. I think if I were to read any Wolverine, it would have to be some of the older stuff. We move into some more X-Men and Dazzler, more X-Men. Not too sure who that character is on the left-hand side there with the checkered shirt. Some more X-Men related stuff, and some more X-Men related stuff, which is most likely not on my list. Are we done yet with this X-Men related stuff? Oh, 2099. Maybe something a little bit different. A little bit in connection to Moon Knight there, plus Werewolf by Night and Crypt of Shadows. I'm over the zombie apocalypse in comics. Just saying, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Some Ghost Rider, Spirits of Vengeance, more X-Men related content. Can we pass this already? And of course, the greatest terrible writer at Marvel Comics right now, Zeb Wells, writing more terribly written Amazing Spider-Man. Some Kari Andrews. Do yourself a favor, if you're not enjoying Spider-Man Reign, or Kare Andrews actually writes something really good, and it's called Erratic. Go check it out. Volume 1 and Volume 2. Some more Spectacular Spider-Man. Nothing really of interest here. Same applies here. About the only thing I might want to do is maybe get the second Spider-Boy volume. Some Ultimates. About the only thing of interest, should I ever be still around, that I'd probably like to get would be the Ultimate Spider-Man trade paperback, Volume 1 and also Volume 2. Maybe the Ultimate X-Men. I'd have to give it a chance. Something a little bit more decent. The facsimile editions. Can't go wrong with those. Avengers. Nah, pass. Ultraman. Hey, if you really want to pick up some real good Ultraman, check out Viz Media, as they've got a real good Ultraman series that you might want to pick up. Of course, we've got some Namor, Captain America and Fantastic Four, and Elektra is not Daredevil. Seriously, can we get rid of this fucking trope already? Just saying, I'm sure I'm not the only one getting sick of this shit. Matt Murdock is Daredevil, not Elektra. Elektra should be Elektra the assassin, like she's meant to be. Some Hulk and Thor. Of course, some Return of Deadpool. Blood Hunters and Scarlet Witch, none on my list. Get Fury and Alien, none on my list. Star Wars Ewoks. Pick up the older stuff. The original George Lucas Star Wars universe stuff. The original expanded universe. You'll enjoy that more than this, because in this, I wouldn't be surprised if they give the Ewoks pronouns and the pronoun fascists come in. Do yourself a favor, Ahsoka isn't canon. Nothing of interest here. Again, nothing of interest here. It's all Disney crap wars. Stormbreakers, about the only good thing it's good for showing off is some of the art of some of the people that they're introducing. Now something that's actually worth buying, and it's towards the end of the book. The collected editions. Some more of the collected edition, more of the collected edition, more of the collected editions. I do like Peach Moroko's storytelling when it's written outside, separate from the Marvel Universe. And I do think that she can, well, what you're given art-wise cover, you also get on the inside too. So you get what you're given. Some more collected editions, more of the collected editions. I think these are some facsimile editions. No, some trades. Nothing of interest here, because I think a lot of this focuses on some of the newer stuff that's come out. Nothing really of interest, and Miles Morales will never be Spider-Man. Do yourself a favor, don't watch The Acolyte, and don't pick up any of this Disney crap. Stick to the original EU. You'll find that you'll get more better storytelling than some of the present day crap that they're selling you now. Nothing of interest here. Not a lot of interest. Though really nice to see the Epic collections. It is something that I would want to add to my library. Ooh, Epic collections. From the original EU. Droids and Ewoks. Now that would be worth picking up, but if you can get it really cheap, get it really cheap. Nothing of interest there. Though it looks like a Spider-Girl collection there. A Hawkeye Epic collection, which could be interesting. And moving towards the end, not a lot there. And slowly drawing towards the end. And finally the end. Now, as we can see here, there's 4 posters. We'll get a bit of a better look of the posters. We've got a Spider-Man Black Costume Saga. A Storm one. I actually like the Storm one if they did it on like some of the older art and story in relation to the character. I think if I were to pick any, maybe if they did that with Storm, I'd pick that. Of course, we've got Venom War and Werewolf by Night. And that is all for the Marvel previews. Now it's time to move into the DC Connect. So as we move into the DC Connect, it's DC goes full retard. Oh, all in, all in. And no doubt this is moving into some of their newer series as well, and how the world's going to come about as they attempt to do their own version of the Ultimate universe that's in Marvel. Now DC decides to do its own. Again. They already had that in its own way with the, the thing called the Elseworlds, and now that they want to rename it as something else, a bit full retard. So moving into the next page, we get to see some of the things that will be coming out in October. Whether I'll still be doing reviews in October or not, time will tell, providing that I'm not murdered by the government. We have, of course, Absolute Power. Hopefully I'll be around to see what's happening there. Then, of course, we talk about the DC All-In Universe. They're going full retard. Full retard. Never go full retard. More in relation to the special and who's working on it. We got Scott Snyder, Joshua Williamson. Should I somewhat be around to check out the first issue and review it on the channel? We'll find out when time gets there. We move of course, into some Absolute Batman, to which I really don't like the look of this particular costume. It looks shit. It absolutely looks shit. Stop trying to go fucking Frank Miller. Alright? That's the impression I get from the costume. Stop going fucking Frank Miller. How about we make Batman a more hopeful character out of a shitty costume like this? And I mean it, out of a shitty costume like this. Of course, we've got Superman, to which we've got Jason Aaron working on. Yeah, I doubt Jason Aaron is going to give us a great Superman. He'll probably make him a male feminist with lots of queer pronouns. To anyone who knows how terribly he has written The Punisher, amongst other characters. Yeah, this is drawing your audience away from the writer, not to the writer. And of course, Kelly Thompson. Then we move into the all-in issues around 153, still with Chip ruining Batman's Zdarsky. Hey Chip, how about you get back to indie comics and finish some of your indie titles there? Just saying. I think it's time for you to leave DC. And of course, issue 153 and 154. Some more Superman by Joshua Williamson. All in Wonder Woman. Of course, Tom King is still working on her. Of course, we have Action Comics, which we have Mark Waid and Mariko Tamaki working on. Who knows how well that will turn out. And we seem to have quite a number of issues here, and it looks like they might be coming out weekly. And it looks like he could be working with the character of Kenan Kong, I think. Just the way that Superman character looks, he doesn't look like a regular Superman. He looks more like Kenan Kong. Just pointing it out as I see it. We, of course, see the other characters. Of course, moving on to Detective Comics, to which we have Tom Taylor working on Detective Comics. What's next? Bruce Wayne's going to have a new imaginary sister, just like what happened with Nightwing. Yeah, fuck off. I'm over this shit. But we do have Dan Waters going on the Nightwing, so hopefully he might be able to bring something new and fresh to the table. Keep Harley Quinn a villain, along with Poison Ivy. None of this crap shit that they're trying to push now. Same with Catwoman. Of course, we have the Green Lantern Corps and who's working on them. Green Arrow and whoever's working on them. Of course, the Flash with Simon Spurrier. Can someone get Simon Spurrier off the bloody Flash? Oh, I want Jeremy Adams back. Of course, we have Batman and Robin, but this time we've got Philip Kennedy Johnson working on the character. That might be really interesting as to see how this will come about. Hopefully he can write Damian Wayne like Damian Wayne and not how Joshua Williamson writes him as Timian Wayne. And what I mean by Timian Wayne is that he writes Damian more like Tim Drake than he writes him more like Damian Wayne. How he's meant to be. Of course, we've got Birds of Prey, Brave and the Bold, Batman Superman World's Finest, to which the covers do look really good. Of course, we have the return of Shazam and Josie Campbell. Hopefully she can pick up her story in this, because the first issue was alright when she came on. Second did seem to drop the ball a bit. Hopefully it will pick up in whatever's next that comes out. We have Batman Long Halloween. So we got Batman Long Halloween. We have, of course, Batman and Robin Year 1 with Mark Waid. Do we really need it? Though I must admit, I do quite like the art that is used in it. Though I think I'd probably pick a different writer. Because some people are sort of sick with Mark Waid in some things. How about you get Peter J. Tomasi on it? I'd enjoy seeing Peter J. Tomasi writing a Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson story. Seeing that he did actually write a pretty good Nightwing run. We, of course, Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing teaming up with G. Willow Wilson. Does sound like a somewhat interesting story. We have a multiverse versus collision, to which this is actually connected to, I think, the gaming universe. Of course, we got some DC Horror Presents, issue 1 and whatever else. Not much here of interest, though I would like to see a manga crossover. Some more Gotham by Gaslight, DC versus Vampires. We got some Batman Full Moon, which might be alright. About the only thing of interest might be the Plastic Man one that's here. Some Constantine, Adventures of Superman from the DC Vault. Can't go wrong with the facsimile editions. And slowly moving towards the end. Oh, and I definitely want to get that trade, providing I'm still around to cover it on the channel. Then we move into the other trades. Nothing really of interest here. Some old collected editions. If I were to maybe pick anything, I don't know which one I'd pick. Moving towards the end. Maybe Batman the Cult. That is actually something that I have really been wanting to read. Slowly moving towards the end. And we've got Joe the Barbarian. I have read that. It's worth picking up. And I mean it, it's absolutely worth picking up. Apart from that, not much else there that I would want to get. And that finishes off everything for the DC Connect. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.